Hey guys, 2019 was a good year for gaming. Yeah, there was some disappointments too, but we got a lot of great games in different genres for all kinds of players. And now I want to share with you my very own top list of best games I've played in 2019. Let's get started. For me, Devil May Cry 5 is like a dream come true. When it was announced on E3 2018, I was literally screaming and jumping like an idiot. That trailer was simply perfect. DMC5 ended up being a great game and a remarkable return to form for this legendary series. I can't say that I hated DMC reboot made by Ninja Theory, but it was a different game and not something that fans wanted to see. So it's great that Capcom listened to the fans and allowed Hideaki Itsuno to create a new mainline DMC game. Devil May Cry 5 is an action-packed game with excellent cutscenes, fun gameplay and incredible soundtrack, though there are two reasons why it's not placed higher in that list. First of all, the level design could have been better. Yeah, stages have some cool secrets, but visually they are not very memorable. I would love to see more variety in environments instead of those endless, boring demonic dungeons and city ruins. And secondly, for having three playable characters, Devil May Cry 5 is not long enough. The game constantly switches between Nero, Dante and V, and it barely gives you time to learn how to play with them properly. Yeah, there is a Bloody Palace mode, but I would have preferred to see more of the story content. While playing DMC5, I couldn't help feeling that this game had a very tight budget, and developers had to cut some content, like Kyrie always being off-screen and just having a few voice lines. Well, considering that Devil May Cry 5 sold well enough, let's hope that Capcom will greenlight the next DMC game with a bigger budget, because that would be amazing.
Whoa! Yeah!
I'll take that.
I know, some of you might be surprised to see this game on that list, but Gears 5 is my guilty pleasure of 2019. It's a cookie-cutter AAA game with predictable story and needless open world. There is a lot of things you can rightfully criticize in Gears 5, and I will criticize it in my upcoming review on this game, but the Coalition did a good job of refining the core gameplay, making it addicting to play. I'm not very into online games and always preferred a single-player experience, but Gears 5 is extremely fun to play in co-op, especially in that new escape mode. The campaign was good too, not something outstanding, but it had its moments and I liked the ending. Gears 5 is probably not going to be the game that many people will remember fondly 10 years later, but I had fun with it, and it is one of my most played games of 2019. I rarely spent over 100 hours in a single game, and Gears 5 was one of them. As someone who was never a big fan of the Gears series, I definitely didn't expect to end up liking this game so much. Hopefully, developers will listen to the feedback and continue to improve it, so the next mainline Gears game will be even better. Capcom really outdid themselves in 2019. Both DMC5 and Resident Evil 2 Remake are great games, and I enjoyed playing them a lot. It's impressive to see how much effort they've put in remaking the classic, and it's well designed and fun to play. Great level design, interesting puzzles and excellent atmosphere. That's what makes Resident Evil 2 so good. I must confess, I never played the original Resident Evil 2, so I can't say much about how different it is compared to the remake, but I think Capcom could have handled the second run better, because it was just mostly the same campaign with slight differences. Hopefully next time Capcom will make something more meaningful in this regard. And considering that the original Nemesis was my first game in the Resident Evil series, I'm very excited to see what they are going to do with Resident Evil 3 remake. 2020 is going to be insane. Disco Elysium is one of those rare games that I fire up to play 1 hour before going to sleep and end up turning off my PC only at 2 am. And most surprisingly, it's not a turn-based strategy game, so the rule of one more turn doesn't really apply here. More like one more suspect that I need to interrogate or one more clue that I need to find. It's an unusual story-driven detective RPG game that has more skills for your imaginative and communicative abilities than for your physical capabilities, and the writing in Disco Elysium is outstanding. The text and dialogues in this game are so good, I occasionally forgot about everything and played it for 3-4 hours straight. It will take me a lot more than this short video to describe why Disco Elysium is so good, and I'm definitely going to make a detailed review on this game soon, but in short, if you don't mind reading a lot and your English is good enough to understand what's going on, then go for it. It's really a remarkable game with an excellent plot, a great cast of memorable characters and a lot of interesting role-playing opportunities. Disco Elysium is one of the best RPG games I've ever played, and one of my top gaming experiences of 2019. When I was thinking about what games I've enjoyed the most in the previous year and why they should be on that list, I realized that for me, Pathologic 2 was the most memorable experience of 2019. While other games on that list are made on an excellent level and absolutely worth your attention, they were all great either in narrative or gameplay, but not in both of them. Even Disco Elysium, while reaching incredible heights with its narrative design, was not as groundbreaking in terms of gameplay, because most of the time you were just reading dialogues. Without a doubt, well-written dialogues, but there is not much else you can do in that game. Pathologic 2 tried to think out of the box and do something interesting in both narrative and gameplay aspects. It's a well-balanced game that offers you to explore its surreal world and read through lengthy dialogues, while not forgetting that it's a game too and providing some real challenge to the player. And that's why I think it deserves to become my personal top game of 2019. It's not an easy game, but the reward for your efforts will absolutely worth it. I've explained in detail why I love this game so much in my review that you can find in the description or at the end screen of this video. Seriously, just give it a chance and you won't regret it. In conclusion, I want to remind you that this is my very personal list of games I've enjoyed in 2019, so don't be mad if your favorite games were not mentioned there. I admit I haven't played a lot of games I wanted to play, like The Outer Worlds, Control, Jedi Fallen Order and many other titles, but previous year was extremely busy for me and I had to make difficult choices about my gaming time and spendings. Hopefully in 2020 my plans will be fulfilled and I won't miss anything important. And that's also what I wish to you guys as well. This year is going to be crazy. So many great games are going to be released, and it's an amazing time for everyone who loves gaming. Thank you for supporting me in 2019, and I wish you a happy new year.